Good morning and welcome back to our channel, Kayleen and Mark, Kaymar Kreations. And today we are in Germany and we are going to give you a van tour of the van that we had rented from Anywhere Campers that are based in the Czech Republic. But they specialise in one-way rental and they will drop it off to wherever you want. And they will pick it up from wherever you want as well. Obviously, depending on the distance from the Czech Republic, depends on the cost as well. So it does a little bit expensive in that respect, but it means that you have the flexibility to do what you want when you want to do it. So we thought this video is just a van tour because we have been in her now for just on 2 weeks. And we thought we've got a better idea of how she runs, the pros and cons, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what we thought we would do is Mark will show you the outside and then I'll take you inside. So over to you.
Okay, so starting off, guys, I guess if you're looking at hiring out of Europe, and we hired from Australia, sight unseen, there's a few things that you want to consider, and it's just our experiences over the last couple of weeks that we're going to try and point out to you as little things that do make a difference if you're traveling and you don't want to go and purchase a lot of gear and all that sort of stuff and have to add to the motorhome itself. So the guys that we hired through, they supply all of the gear. And when I mean all the gear, and we'll show you through some of it, I mean everything from the cutlery, and there's some little touches that they've got that just made things a little bit more perfect, as well as the linen, your towels, everything. And Kayleen will show you that inside. On the outside of things though, motorhomes are fairly standard the world over. Couple of small things on the differences that I've found between Australian motorhomes and here. This particular motorhome is built on a small truck chassis and it's front wheel drive. I'm not a huge fan of front wheel drive, especially larger vehicles that carry a lot of weight, but they've made some differences. They're 4-wheel disc brake as well, so braking is excellent. But what makes the front wheel drive exceptionally good is in the tight roads, especially through the Bavaria area and in the smaller villages. Your turning circle in this little puppy, 7.2 meters long, is exceptional. You can turn tight hairpin corners without having to reverse at all. Although I was a little bit skeptical, front wheel drive on this, excellent. We've not experienced any really bad weather. We've been through some rain and bits and pieces. Had no problems with the control of the vehicle. The weight in the back, because water tanks are in the back, which I'll show you in a moment, keeps the back nice and tight to the road as well. So handling has been good. I don't know about snow or really heavy weather conditions though. So all in all, very good, very happy. Huge side mirrors, which are great as well for seeing, especially because the roads are very tight around here. On the outside, diesel fuel, so it fills up just from here. Everything's key lockable. All of the motorhomes as well now, because of the energy efficiency and the pollution control, are all AdBlue as well. So AdBlue, you're probably adding a tank of AdBlue every 3,000 kilometers. So we haven't added any as of yet, but before we drop the vehicle off, we just need to top that up. You've got your power, so it's standard outward power, and I'll show you out the back. There's a number of different adapters, so if you're staying at a caravan park or anything like that, plug straight in, provides power. Power in this unit is a higher unit. They have one AGM battery, so a heavy gel battery, and we've actually sat for 2.5, 3 days, never had to use power because they're using LED lighting throughout, and all of your primary appliances are gas. Gas hot water system. The beauty of these, it's a trauma hot water system. Those of you that are familiar with it normally have a cover over the side that you have to take off. They've fitted all of these with external covers anyway, so you don't have to do anything. You just turn your hot water system on and off you go. Everything works very well. LPG, these guys have actually fitted it out really well. In Australia, we have 9 kilo gas bottles, and those particular gas bottles, you change those gas bottles over as a hot swap. These ones here, different type of gas bottle unit. So the gas bottle itself is a bit over a 9 kilo, but what they've done is they've adapted it through here, and they've got an external plug in this point here. So you can go into any of your service stations and you can literally plug in from the service station. They provide you all of the gas fitting and adapters. You can see there. So multiple different countries, multiple different fittings. You attach that like you do an LPG gas car and plug it straight into here and it fills up. Now again, we haven't done that as of yet. We were talked through that process when they did the handover for us, and supposedly very simple. What I don't know and what I'd ask a question for is normally when you fill a gas bottle, you have to vent out of the top of the bottle. I don't quite know how to do that as of yet, but when I find out, I'll let you know. So gas bottle, we've been using, as Kayleen said before, the unit for about 2 weeks now. That's gas hot water on eco, as well as the gas stove, and the fridge is set to automatic. So when we stop, it automatically changes over to gas. When we're driving, it runs off 12 volt, which is fed by the motor itself. So we've not yet run out of gas. So all fingers crossed, exceptionally well. And just feeling the temperature of the bottle, she's probably about half full still anyway. So gas efficiency is really good. Probably one of the best things that I like about this unit, being that you're coming from Europe, or sorry, from Australia into Europe, you're obviously going to have luggage. And packing things and unpacking things, as most of you know when you travel, can become a huge challenge at times. The boot in the back of this unit is exceptionally large. So you could literally use this, and it actually is geared, and I'll show you on the other side, as a second bedroom. So in here at this point, we've got the filler hoses, we've got funnels, we've got electrical cabling to be able to hook up for power. There's lay flat hoses for the discharge of grey water. Our suitcases, massive area just to be able to hook it in. They do have tie down points. Probably the one thing that I didn't like is there's not a lot of tie down points here, so it's a bit difficult to keep things a bit stable, but they supply the straps and everything like that as well. We got 4 chairs and a table, which is sitting behind those chairs, spare tyre, and inside the unit when we got it were the 2 bikes. Now I've taken the bikes out because we were hoping to be able to use them. As yet, Kayleen's a bit shattered, haven't been able to use the bikes, but the rack comes with it, quite easy to fit up. It's a very simple bike rack, just all the rubber straps and so forth, and the clamp on handles. A little bit of adjustment on those to make sure that the bikes are sitting up vertical and everything rides really well.
But it's good as well that it's up higher. So some of them we've seen low, and if you've gone to reverse into something, this is great because it sits up higher.
Yeah. So we can actually back into areas now, and like the fences that are behind Kayleen and so forth, and we actually fit over the top of those fences. So we're not absorbing that extra sort of 900 mil at the back of the vehicle. This is the second side to the boot. So it opens all the way through. And inside here, you've got your main water tank here, which is 140 litres, with a visual down here to tell you how full your water tank is. There's some inside drawers, which Kayleen will show you from the inside. And they actually provide USB power points, 10 amp power points, cigarette sockets and so forth, as well as your 110 volt for if you're plugged into mains power. In the back here as well, there's actually LED lighting. So they're just touch lighting here. So you get lighting in the back boot. There's a toolbox with a decent sort of functional tools. There's spanners, sockets and so forth in there. Tyre changing gear across here in the black box. And the last one is the awning. Now the awning that they provide you, again, they've gone that extra little bit of a way. Rather than just lesser quality awnings, they've gone with the wind out awnings where you simply plug straight in and you start winding out. Now, the advantage of this type of an awning is we had a little bit of rainy weather. You can wind that out to about 1 metre and you don't have to tie it down because it's structurally quite sound. And what it allowed us to do was cover over the door area here so you could stand here just while it's raining and still get in and out of the vehicle without getting everything wet. Small challenge though is the awning stops a little bit short from the door, so the edge of the door was getting wet, but with a little bit of ingenuity, got some straps out of the back. You can undo, tie a strap onto here and tie that onto the awning and it keeps the door under the awning itself.
Yeah,
so it just kept things dry. But you can understand, you can see that the actual shape of the vehicle here, they can't make the awning much longer to cover the door, but what they did do was make sure that the rear bedroom window was covered by the awning as well. So if it is raining a little bit, you're quite easily going to get covered. As well as that, and we're using them at the moment, you've got the wheel wedges, and that just helps us level up the van a little bit. And I just do that by sight. There's no levels or anything in the vehicle, just simply by looking at the vehicle. This one here is the one that we all love to hate. That's where the toilet cassette goes. Kayleen will, I'm sure, put a link to the video where she's videoing me emptying that little puppy. But standard cassette toilet, you just make sure that it's closed on the inside. Grab this one here, slides out the cassette, and quite easy. Dumping points around Europe, sensational. We've had no problems getting rid of grey water. That's the water that comes out of your sink and out of your shower. and Blackwater, which is this one here from the cassette. Plenty of dumping points, mostly that we've found have been free of charge. There's the odd one where they do charge you for it to dump and so forth, but we haven't paid as of yet. Dumping point, I missed that around the other side, but just on the other side behind the rear wheel, there's simply a lever handle that you turn. It's just up under here, a lever handle that you turn, and that's your grey water discharge. And you simply drive the vehicle over the grate and line that one up and turn it on, dumps all the water out the back. So last thing on the main door, and this we found extremely functional, all of your windows, and Kayleen will show you the other ones on the inside, all have the cassette sliders for the Venetians. That is really practical, and the fact that they all come from the bottom up, so you can adjust them if the sun's coming in or you want a little bit more privacy, or you can completely block out, which is great. This particular door as well, security wise, has double latching across here, which hooks into the heavy latches on the side here. That's sensational. Just gives you that bit more feeling of security. The bin itself, yeah, very convenient, located on the door if the door's shut. But 8 out of 10 times we find that we've got the door open, so we just have a rubbish bag on the sink and drop that one into this one when we need to. That also, yeah, this one lifts up, locks down while you're driving, and when you want to take it off, you can simply take it off like that. And again, very simple to replace. Just drop it in, lines up with the sockets, off you go. All the windows and doors as well. Again, cassette sliders for Venetians, so very simple to use. And guys, if you're going to get a motorhome, you're considering a motorhome, it's a must. Like fly screens and so forth. Throughout Europe, not too bad with the bugs and the insects. In Australia, horrendous, as we all know. Does keep all the critters out, which is great. The stepwise, oh, one other thing on the door actually is electronic here. There's a cable that runs through here, ties in with the remote control on the car. So when you remote lock the car, you actually remote lock this door as well, which is a great asset. Inside, easy, convenient control panels. You've got the door step. Just by pressing the door step up, locks the door or brings the step in, press it down, brings the step out. They've also wired this step into the ignition for the motor vehicle. So you can see it through the lower mirror here. So in the driver's seat, if you look through that mirror down here, you can actually see that the stair is out. But the moment you turn the ignition on, the step will automatically retract, which is a great feature as well, because you don't want to drive around anywhere with that thing hanging out. So from here, we'll move to the inside. I'll grab the camera and Kayleen will take over.
Well, welcome inside to our motorhome Adria Coral XL. Come on in and we'll go check it out. Come on up the steps. This actually sleeps 5. I think that would be a little bit tight. So you have the 2 main seats in the main cab. You have one here. These all seat belt as well. You have 2 over this side. You've got the table. The table does actually come down. This slides out and you can make that into another bed here. But you've also got both of these chairs will actually turn around. It's taken me a couple of weeks to get this all managed because you've got to do like a little shuffle. There's a lever on the side of it. You can see down on here as well. And you literally bring it out and you will slowly turn around and you have to shuffle back and forth. Otherwise you're going to hit things. And you're going to come all the way around. As Mark was saying, this is fantastic. You know, you don't have to be getting a cover or anything and putting it on. These clip back in. Even when we stop just at like a cafe or at a sightseeing thing, we will bring these across because the difference that they actually make are amazing. Now, the driver's door and the passenger door, this is really cool. They slide out and they will magnetize onto the edge. And as again, they just leave it so much cooler. They're actually quite strong. They're strong until you close the door and slam the door and then they fall off. Okay, and they will clip back into here like so. You also have, when you've got USB charging points, they give you as well one of the little attachments. So we run in the time I'm charging up the action camera, I'm charging up our phones. We have barely had to put things on to charge. Heaps of storage space, glove box. We just keep, sunnies here. The water holders are fantastic. The actual side of the door, let me see if I can come around here. Okay. We have enough room in storage down here that we can have a big 1.5 litre bottle of water in the actual door. I'll open up the door and you can probably see that a little bit better. They have all these security, what do you call them? Safety vests. Why do we have all the safety vests?
Well, if you break down on the side of the road, you put those on, and you can use them as markers as well, because the roads are very narrow.
Okay.
So you want to make sure that you're visually seen and that you have a problem with the vehicle.
There you go. Okay, now I'm going to come out here. That will lock it then into place. So we turn these chairs around. The table will actually lift up and slide so you can have it in and out. When you're driving, you need to have it back this way because Mark needs to put his seat back because, as you know, it's really, really tall. We've got 2 more USB charging points here, and you have lights as well. Have we got the... Now, the storage, that was the thing we were worried about, was how much storage. This thing has so much storage. We haven't filled everything. When we first got it, we put the suitcases into the back, thought, yep, that's a great idea, and then how are we going to put things? So what we've decided, because Mark's so tall, we've got his clothes are in here, and in this one has the 2 shelves, so we sort of put underwear, socks, you know, all that sort of stuff. But then there is storage up above on both sides. So we had stacked that with all water. Now, the little trick and why we've got bags up there is because they will move slightly. Mark might demonstrate. And what we've done is we've put the dirty washing up the top there because Mark can easily reach that. You've got a little storage spot here. So we put the umbrella into there. I love here, this tiny bit of storage. This was great. We just put our vitamins in here, insect repellent. We've got sunscreen. We've got a really cute postcard that our German friends that we met 2 days ago gave us. And this meant Zorwetter, which means bad weather or shitty weather, because we were laughing about the Germans complain about the weather. So that was kind of entertaining. Now, up in here, you have your fire extinguishers up here. We've just put little incidentals up here and things that we might need to access. Now, if we come back around the other way, and I will show you, this is the second main bed, and it's basically just on struts, and you just bring it down like so. Again, it has all of the concertinaed blinds either side. This is the only double bed as such. There is a ladder underneath here which comes out, and then it goes into these 2 points and you can climb up. I have checked it out. I've tried out the bed. I actually find it quite comfy, but it's not that thick. Then all you do is bring this up. You want to bring that up, especially when you're driving, because if you want to get into the cab, you're going to doink your head on it. So we mainly leave that up most of the time. Now we come over to the kitchen area. Now this has been the most trickiest to work around. This did our head in for the first couple of days, because basically your prep area is this amount and it is just tiny. So this is our prep area, this is our washing up area and drying, unless you want to team up together and do it on the table, which we have kind of done a little bit. But it comes with everything. So in here you have 5 cups, 5 coffee cups, you have 5 bowls, mid ones, and the other. It even came in here with one of these coffee press ones, but we haven't actually used that as such. Now, because that's going to move, the tea bags and things that we have bought, I've actually put them in there to stop that moving, because that is the really annoying thing, is when you're driving and you're hearing this rattle, 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 rattle. It's just like drive you nuts. This side here came with bowls, even a colander. You've got a fry pan. That fry pan is what we have literally cooked everything in. Came with the cleaning products and the sponges. I brought a couple of extra Norwex ones that I like to wash my dishes with. Like Mark was saying, we will just have something like this here for some of the rubbish that we use. Now, the cooktop is great, but you have to have it's a Dometic, and you have to have this open when you're cooking. It's got 3 different sizes, which is great. Came with a little saucepan, so this is what we've been using to actually, every morning I just boil that up. Takes only a couple of minutes, and that does our coffee and tea. I normally do it on the middle one because it's even faster. Cooking on this side. Now, this is where the challenge is. It has a little splashback, which while is great, we found things want to splash up onto the back of the seats. So I actually just get the tea towel, which again, all supplied. And I've had that there because I'm like, that's terrible that it's continuing. If we were to have our own van, I wouldn't have it like this. We would probably have like a club seating. There's so many different choices that you can do. All of these headrests come out. These are very, very comfy seats. Now, again, coming with everything. It came with the chopping board, It came with this, which we've kind of used as a platter, and that's where I stashed the chocolate and little things. We use this as the pantry. This is great. But another challenge, it's low at the back and you can't get the drawer out. And we had the other day some rice crackers and they've kind of suicided and they're over the back. We can't get to them. We're going to have to let them know. I'm going to try and attempt it with the tongs that they've supplied. So in this drawer here, they had all of the tongs and utensils for cooking. These are absolutely tiny, but I'm thinking maybe it might be something to get the rice crackers back with. The bottom drawer has the pots and pans. But again, this was the lid for one of them, which was on the side. Rattled all the time. So I've moved it out and it's in here and now we don't have the rattling. Great. The drawers, as you close them, they do the slow close and then they will click in, which is awesome. Here's where they show you the pots and the pans and that will lock into place. Then you've got all your cutlery. It came with all the knives, bottle openers, wine bottle openers. Fantastic. Now down the bottom here, this drawer opens. I have put my shoes into here. This is your piping and things like that for the water, so we don't put anything on that side. Down under here, there's like hidden compartments everywhere. Down under here, we have more cleaning products and we have the dustpan. Now, we tend to use that every day because you are getting little bits of dust coming in, even though you have the mats. There is another little drawer. Mark might just open that one and show you in there. What's in that one?
Battery and electrical.
Battery and electrical. Okay, cool. Now, we're going to head up on through to the bathroom. Hot water, I have to say, has been great. Today, as we said, 2 weeks today, it's the first time I needed to wash my hair. It had been days and we haven't been able to have a caravan park, be at a caravan park that has any amenities. So Mark said to me, yeah, we've got enough, let's do it. It was actually really, really good. So felt a lot more refreshed. This is the fridge that we were talking about. This has heaps of room. Has a freezer compartment as well. We've got ice cream. The ice cube container even came with it. It's fantastic. So that fits quite a lot. We try to put the bottles at the bottom because the door ones, they actually don't fit any of that. So we've got lots of cheeses, meats. You know, the shopping has been really good and really quite affordable. And then above here, they've got a vacuum cleaner. This is the inverter. Is that what you call it? You give a little bit more on that. You're on the electrical.
So guys, the difference again between Australian fit outs is we generally hook the inverter into your power points that Kayleen showed you up underneath here. And you'll be able to hook directly into 240 volt supply off your inverter. They use mini inverters here. The inverter itself plugs into a cigarette lighter and it's simply a 400 watt mini inverter. It's enough to charge all the camera gear and drones and everything that we use, but using any major appliances and so forth, not really going to cut the mustard.
We have charged both of our laptops from that, and I've got the adapter from Australia, plugged that into that, and then we've sort of run it and had the computer sitting on the table to run that. So that's been, you know, quite not too bad. They have also in here no TV, but apparently this is the adapter that it can slide out and a TV can mount to it. Haven't needed a TV, so don't worry about that. Now, this is really good. This will close off. So if you had 5 people, this door here, this is into the toilet. But if you open it up and you will close it into here, it's now closed off the entire area and it becomes the bathroom and you've got a little bit of privacy. You have the shower in here. This door, when you are traveling, it will secure. You will put the little latch across and the same thing happens on the inside. Not much room for Mark, really entertaining. It'd make for a really great video, Mark trying to have a shower in here. It has a towel rail at the top, but the shower head is really good. The pressure is actually great. You've got areas to put all of your shower toiletry stuff. The vent at the top you can open right up. They have mesh as well as blackout blinds. Oh, sorry, that's the fly mesh, but you also have the blackout. Oh, a little bit stiff. There we go. So that will actually close it out. So at night, if you want it to be completely dark, we just tend to leave that one. So now you come up. This is not our favorite spot for the bedroom. It has steps up and you do have storage as well on either side. So you've got a hanging cupboard over here. So you can put a couple of items. Doesn't come with coat hangers. So luckily I had brought 5 coat hangers, which Mark was like, really? You brought coat hangers? Has been a good thing. And you have drawers as well underneath here. They will close, but you will have to secure them in to lock them. Now, mind you, a couple of times I haven't actually pressed the button in. They have not come out while we were traveling. We have a door over here for more storage and a light. This will open up and then it will slide in. And if I take the camera mark, you can see I've just put the washing basket in here. I've got a backpack. It has 2 little drawer area, but we haven't used it because that's just too awkward to get into. But I do like the fact that there is a light. So that is really good. And you bring this back out and you can close it up. Now there is a drawer on this side here, which is great. And this is where we have put our laptops and things like that. And that was the one that Mark showed from the back where you can see it from. You have another door. It's a little bit dark in here because we're in the shade, and another compartment area. You might be able to fit one of those suitcases, not really sure. Okay, so here is the tricky part. At night, you need to slide this out and you would think it would secure in. Comes with the cushion that will go in here. But as you can see, it's not that big. That will go into here. All the linen that they give you is all single beds except for the one that is over the top. And so each of the doonas are single. Now you've seen the height of this gentleman. It's like, okay, so we have tried it. The 2 single beds run one this way and one this way. I might even show you. Let's see if I can get up here. It's like, yeah, don't get the ass. Okay, so single bed that way, single bed this way. Mark actually, and then that's how it's designed, and that you have these cushions down the center. But bear in mind, you still only have the single sheets. So what I've done is I put a single sheet on that one, a single one on this one, and then I put a single over the cushions down the center. So the first night we slept that way. I kept falling into the crack, and this cushion will come out. That's just really annoying. So then we tried after that, we slept from this side. Mark was along here. I was this side. Same thing again. We would fall into the crack. It became really annoying. So then we changed it up and we went from this way. So now we have 3 doona covers. That's why it's not neat. It's like, okay. I have my spot and we have tucked one of these doonas in completely at that end. And I sleep as close to this padding as possible because my head's a little bit shorter and so I try not to hit my head. Mark will sleep here. But again, really annoying with the single doonas. So it doesn't look necessarily neat, but we're being realistic in what it is. Good things that we love, heaps of covered space. So my clothes are in here and you can see it's not really taken up a huge amount of room. You have 3 of them. When we arrived, all of the linen was in all of these. You still have extra towels in here, and I put some of the washing here. I love all of these. The shelf up here, this is great. So I've got my, jewelry and makeup stuff, and it does not move at all. And they're just little packages. I have just hung up a shirt. You know how you have those clothes where it's like you've only worn them once or twice, they don't need to go in the wash. You're not going to put them away. So that's my little hanging space. You have the lights as well. I should have just turned the light on before and it would have been even brighter. Is there 2 lots of lights? Mm. You also have touch lamps under here, and they get brighter as well. So it's great. You can get into bed and then you can turn the lights off from there. All of these have the blackout blinds as well. You've got the vent up here. You can black it out as well. But this is probably our not so ideal setting. Yes, we're only on vacation, so I'm not going to go out and buy a big double or queen doona set. Just going to flash here. Inappropriate top for this one. Okay, now we have a little compartment here. This is what we use for Mark's shoes. This is another little hidey space. Flick up and you've got another little storage. So it just fits Mark's 2 lots of flip-flops in there, which is ideal. Okay, now I'll take the camera because there's really not enough room for this unless we want some entertainment from Mark as well. Now we're going to open this up. Now this then becomes your whole bathroom area. I've used one of the towels and I have that as a bath mat. Here you've got your toilet area, okay? You've got hanging for your towels, and I've just got my dressing gown. It's actually a really nice area. There's a light under here, and I've been able to do my makeup, and the lighting is fantastic. You've got your vent above. You've got underneath, they supply you with toilet paper as well, but I also put in any of my toiletry for the shower, so then I can just take that to the public ones if I need to. Your flushable. Open up, I'm not going to go into the huge deal on that. It comes with a toilet cleaning brush. You've got shelving up here. I've had nothing really fall. This is what they supply you as well. This is the chemical tablet. So when you change it over, you literally just take one of those out and drop that in there. I put the big shower gel into here because we have had that where that went flying in the shower while we were traveling. So you've literally now closed off this area. So when we have a shower, we have this door shut and away you go. So I think that's everything.
Almost.
Almost?
Yep.
What else have I missed?
Oh, you haven't really missed anything, but as a practicality, guys, so van tours, I'm sure you see many of them, and there are plenty of things that you can do in relation to looking at a van. Some things to consider though. It's lovely to have all of these bits and bobs and having showers and toilets and everything, and they are a necessity when you go through. Some of the biggest advantages that we found, just simply being able to close that door into where Kayleen's standing at the moment with the shower and the toilet, because remember, it's great to have this gear, but you have to actually be able to use it. And I'm reasonably tall, so for me to be able to close off that bathroom area and utilize the shower and the toilet space and that entire area in front of the stairs where Kayleen's standing now becomes really practical, because you still have to get changed. You've got to take your gear off and you've got to put gear on. There's very little space anywhere to be able to actually bend down and put your shoes on and off. Having this seat here with a little bit of availability here, you can put your shoes on here. You can't do it over here. So if you're looking at a camper, you really have to strike that balance between the size of the camper and the practicality of use. So start looking for things that allow you to actually use the facilities that are supplied. It's probably the best tip that we can give you.
And the most important thing is get outdoors, just go and do it. Have fun. I mean, we've had a ball and wanted to share it all with you. So remember, give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, notification bell to watch more of these, and you can see all of our other adventures. Now, the other motorhome as well that was behind us, that was a lovely French couple that we've run into now twice. So that was their van as well behind us. Absolutely lovely. So thanks, guys. Have a fabulous day, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you guys.